So this total here is the cost of everything on my wish list added together. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get that total down to 600. And when I take a figure off of the list, it doesn't necessarily mean I'm never going to buy that figure. I'm just trying to narrow down the figures in this list to $600 so I can stick to a specific budget within a certain time frame. And I feel like doing it like this really puts into perspective how easily those prices can just pile up. So let's start off with the Berserk stuff. We have Femto and we have Skull Knight on the horse. They also have one of him just standing up, but I figured if I'm going to get him, I'm going to want the one on the horse. And I'm really glad these are getting Ichibancho releases because I've seen some pictures of the Skull Knight box on X and it's a giant box just like the Zod, so that would be like a really expensive thing to ship if I were to import it from Japan. And if you're not familiar with what Ichibancho is, it's just the overseas release of an Ichiban Kuji figure. But yeah, I'm recording this video on September 20th, 2025, and this set just released like yesterday in Japan. So I've been seeing some videos, some pictures of them, and they're looking really good. Like the Skull Knight's just about as big as Zod, which I do have. So I'd love to have both of those displayed together. So we're going to leave these two on the list for now. Let's go down. Okay, now for some Dawn to Dawn stuff. So I've been holding off on buying any Dawn to Dawn figures. I just wanted to wait and see what other ones came out. And now they are coming out with some stuff that I want, like the Masterlized Momo, Masterlized Okaroon. And I'd really like to get this Dover Demon guy also. I feel like they call him something else in the show, don't they? I feel like he has an actual name, but I can't remember it right now. And then they also have the set of him with his son and just his son alone. But I don't think I'd want to buy him alone. I'd either buy the set or just the Dover Demon guy himself, so we'll take him off. Then we have the Serpo Alien. So you can get the set of 3, they have the different colored eyes, or you can just get the one single one with the regular colored eyes. And I do want this one, but I'm kind of hoping they'll make a masterlized one, so I'm trying to hold out for that. But for now, let's just take the set of 3 off of the list. So let's minus 128. Alright, so let's leave all this stuff on there and see what else we can remove. Oh yeah, they also have this monster from the latest episodes of Season 2. And then we have Frieren. Well, not Frieren, it's Fern from Frieren. This one's made by Good Smile. They also did one of Frieren, which I didn't buy. I kind of wish I would have now. I could have had these two together on my shelf, but I collect a lot of One Piece stuff, so it's hard for me to spend money on other figures sometimes. Because I'll look at the price and think I could buy a One Piece figure or a few One Piece figures instead. But it's still something I'd like to have. And then we have the Masterlized Hisoka. So I've pretty much wanted a figure of him ever since I started collecting figures, but the ones that were available around that time were kind of old and kind of expensive, and now they're making more Hunter x Hunter stuff. And I think this one looks really good, so this could be the one I end up getting. Then we have Ace and Luffy, Revable Moment. I'm still kind of on the fence with this one, so I think I'm going to remove it because there's a lot of other things that I know that I want that are on this list. Alright, so the total is still very high. I'm going to have to delete a lot more stuff. And this is going to be one of them. I already have some Kumas, so I don't necessarily need this one. And yep, the Mega WCF Kuma. They also just put another one up for pre-order, but I don't see it on Crunchyroll yet. That one's when he's punching Saturn. That's the moment it's taken from. So I like that they're making all these Mega WCF Kumas. But I don't think this one's going to make the cut this time. And this one adds a huge chunk to the amount, but I'm going to leave her there for now. Let's see. I want the pudding, but a lot of other things I want more, so we'll take her off also. And then we have Crocus. So I was really excited when I first saw this one, and it's still one that I want, but I still haven't bought it, and I think there's a lot of stuff I want more, but you know, I think I'll leave him there for now. Maybe we'll come back to him. And I think I'll leave Dory and Brage on there also. Maybe I'll come back up and delete them because I'm not sure if they're going to make the cut. Then we have the Masterlized Mihawk, which I like, I want it, but I want other stuff more, so let's take him off. And with the Roger, it's kind of the same thing with the Crocus. I was really excited when both of these were announced, and I do want them in my collection, but I still haven't bought them, so let's take Roger off. And then we have the King of Artists Bonnie, which I think is going to turn out pretty good. If I get a Bonnie figure of her in this form, then I think this will be the one I get. And then there's also this Bonnie. I think I might pair this one with my Portrait of Pirates Kuma, if I even end up buying it. And then the Revable Moment, Kuma and Bonnie. I like this one, but I'd rather have a figure with a full body, so let's take this one off. And then Laboon, I love Laboon, but I already have a big plush of him, so it's like I could probably put that 26 towards something that I'd rather have. And this Momo is one I've been considering for a long time. I almost bought him on sale on Amazon for like $30 last year, but I don't think now is the time to get him, so let's take Momo off also. And I only have this one on the list because I'm hoping the price drops, but I already have the Figure Art Zero one, which I like better, so this one's going to go off as well. And we still have a long ways to go. We're still above $2,000. Luffy and Brook log stories. This is one I'm going to get someday. It might not be during this like round of figures. Even if I delete it here, I'm going to get it eventually. But we'll leave this one here for now. And then King of Artists, Gear 5th Luffy. I really want a figure of Luffy laughing like this. I don't have one yet, so this could be the one. Then we have the Portrait of Pirates, Gear 2nd Luffy, and after thinking about it for a bit, I'm pretty sure I'm just going to stick with my Master Lies X-Piece one. I like the face better on that one. Not that you really see the face, like even if I did buy this one, I wouldn't see the face, but yeah, the Master Lies X-Piece one is already filling that spot in my collection of a Gear 2nd Luffy, so I don't really feel the need to go and spend $170 on this one. Then we have the WCF Special Gum Gum Don Gatling WCF Luffy, which I might buy someday, but not right now. And then we have the B-Style Nami, so I'm actually really considering getting this one, so she's going to stay on the list for now. And I also like this Glitter and Glamour's Egghead Nami. I like the face on it, but I think I'm going to have to cut it out of the list because that $27 could go towards something that I want more. And then we have a Grand Line Series Vivi figure, and I did have a Vivi like 5 years ago maybe, but I ended up selling it, so I was thinking maybe I'd get this one, but not right now. And next up is the Master Lies X-Piece, Demonio Robin. So this one will go good with that Black Maria that they just announced, but I still don't know if that set is getting an Ichibansha release. At least not at the time of recording this video. And then there's also the re-release of the Portrait of Pirates Darashi Robin. And this is one that I've wanted pretty much ever since I've been collecting figures. Then we have the Beyond the Trials Master Lies Zoro. I actually came pretty close to buying this one, but I decided not to just so I could save the money for something else. And here's the Revelable Moment, Salt and Robin. So this is a moment I really want as a figure, but I'm still not sold on their faces, so I'm gonna have to take this off the list. And I'm still kind of on the fence with this Rayleigh. I think it looks good, I want it, I just think there's other things I want more. Which I've probably said like 10 times by now, but what else am I really gonna say? And I think I'm gonna take both of these ones off of the list. I do like them, but there's just so many other things I like more than them. So let's take them off. We got 222 for Law and 170 for Stussy. And while we're at it, let's take Rayleigh out also, because I still have to cut a lot of things out at this point. I think I'm going to remove Fern. Let's take her off. But you never know, I might end up buying that one at some point. And Hisoka. I feel like Hisoka is going to stick around to the end here. And Hancock, Dory, and Bragi. Let's see. I think these three are going to go Bragi, Crocus, and Dory. Yeah, the smaller the list goes, the harder it is for me to decide what to take off of it. I guess I'll take the Serpo alien off. And should I take off the set or just the guy himself? Let's think. Yeah, I'll just take off the set. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to delete the Bonnies for now. Yeah, these are some hard choices because I really would love to have everything here. Like now that it's narrowed down this much, this is all stuff that I really want to buy. And maybe I will buy it all, just not all at once. Alright, this Luffy will be the next thing to go. And then we have Skull Knight up there. So these are the three most expensive ones in the list. Skull Knight, Hancock, and Nami. So if I end up really wanting all of these that bad, I'll probably end up selling some for my collection because that always helps to, you know, kind of circulate the money within the collection without putting more into it by selling other ones that I don't want as much anymore. Okay, so I think I'm going to take out the Dawn to Dawn stuff. I think I'm going to have to take out this Hancock. So let's take off both of the Robins. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that one. Alright, so now I got it down to $584. And I'm not actually going to put all of this in the cart and order it right now. I'll probably order some of it in a few weeks, maybe a few other ones a month or two from now. And I might even change my mind on some of them, like I might switch some of these out. I might even delete some to get the total a little bit lower. So I'm just going to think on it for a few weeks, then I'll see where I go from there.